When the sun goes down, a little extra light can make a big difference around camp. There's something nice about pushing a button and instantly illuminating the area around your vehicle. No batteries to charge, no lights to unpack, no setup required. Today I'm adding 4 roof rack camp lights to my 4Runner. Simple, easy, and convenient.
All right, before we get started with the install of these camp lights, I just want to go through all the materials that you're going to need to complete this project. Starting with the lights, I looked around on Amazon for quite a while before I found the lights that I thought would do a best job. And I found this brand called Suppery. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The name doesn't really matter. These lights are perfect for what I'm doing. These are an LED light. They have the right size that's going to fit and integrate really nicely onto the side rails of my roof rack. And the other thing I love about these, and one of the things I was looking for, was this has both white and amber setting. So you simply turn this light on, it turns to white, turn it off, turn it back on again, it switches to amber. Do the same thing again if you want to switch it back to white. What's nice about that is in the summertime, when there's a lot of bugs out, I can take advantage of the amber feature to keep the bug population down around camp. In the wintertime, or when the bugs are not around, I can just go ahead and use all the white light. So these are really nice, exactly what I was looking for. And then they simply come with these hex bolts and nuts. What I would probably recommend is also getting some washers so that, depending on the size of the hole that you're mounting these into, have a little bit more mounting surface for these. So that takes care of the lights. Then we're going to get into the other materials that you're going to need, starting with wiring. You're going to need enough wire to get from wherever your power source is, in my case the Garmin PowerSwitch under my hood, all the way to the back of your vehicle. And since I'm going down both sides of the vehicle, I'll need enough to do both sides. So this is a 16 gauge wire. What I like about it is it has a really thick coating on it, and it has both the negative and positive running through one wire. So I just have to run one wire from the engine bay up my wire hider that's on my windshield and then into the roof rack. So this is great. And then just to make my life simple, I wanted to use these waterproof connections. So there'll be one of these at each light, as well as where I split them off to go down both sides of the roof rails. And these are great, just nice waterproof connection. If I ever need to replace a light, I can just disconnect it quickly and it's good to go. And then I love these things. These are heat shrink soldering connectors. Just simply heat these things up with either a lighter or a heat gun like I'm going to do, and they'll create a nice weatherproof connection and solder the wires together. I've been using these for quite a while. I've never had an issue with them. You're going to want to have some heat shrink, so just a nice way to protect all of your connections on the wire. You're also going to want some ring connectors, and these are for connecting your power wire to whatever power source you have, in my case the Garmin PowerSwitch. And then finally, just some tools to get the job done. Here's a crimper that you're going to need for the ring connectors, and then also a wire stripper for everything else. So with that, it's time to get to work.
I started out by mounting the first light to the roof rack, feeding the wiring through the side of the rack to keep everything clean and protected. The included hardware worked well, but I added a few stainless steel washers for a little more surface area. With the first light in place, I repeated the process for the remaining 3. Next, I wired each light with a waterproof connector that will eventually plug into the custom wiring harness I'll be building later in the install. Before making any connections, I slid a large piece of heat shrink tubing onto the wire. It's an easy step to forget, but it'll cover the entire connection once everything's finished, giving it a much cleaner and more weather-resistant seal. From there, I stripped the positive and negative wires, joined them with heat shrink solder connectors, and sealed everything with a heat gun. Once both connections were complete, I slid the large heat shrink tubing over the entire splice and shrunk it down to create a clean, weather-tight seal. Before building the wiring, I wanted to map out exactly how this system was going to work. I have 4 lights mounted around the roof rack, and each one already has one side of a waterproof connector wired to it. From there, I need to build 2 separate harnesses. The first is the power harness. This starts under the hood at the Garmin PowerSwitch, then runs up the windshield inside a wire hider. At the top, it will end with a waterproof connector so it can plug into the rest of the lighting system. The second is the main harness, and this is what ties all 4 lights together. The harness will live up on the roof rack and run around the rack to each light location. For the main harness, I splice in 5 waterproof connectors total. 4 of them go to the lights, and the 5th connects the power harness coming from the Garmin. So the basic idea is the Garmin PowerSwitch sends power up the roof, the power harness connects into the main harness, and the main harness distributes that power out to all 4 lights. Keeping everything on waterproof connectors also means the system can be disconnected later if I ever need to remove the roof rack, service a light, or make changes down the road. With the layout finalized, it was time to build the main wiring harness. I started by measuring the passenger side, driver side, and the cross section that connects the two. Taking a few extra minutes here helps ensure everything fits the roof rack cleanly without excess wire. The rear connections are the easiest. Each one simply gets the matching end of a waterproof connector that will plug directly into the light. The front passenger side is where things get a little more interesting. This connection not only feeds the front passenger light, but also where the cross section branches off toward the driver's side of the vehicle. To do that, I joined the 2 positive wires to the positive leads on the waterproof connector and repeated the process for the negative wires. Once everything was soldered together, I covered the entire splice with a large piece of heat shrink tubing for a clean, weather-tight seal. The driver's side front is the busiest connection in the entire harness. In addition to feeding the front driver's side light and the cross section, this is also where the power harness from the Garmin PowerSwitch ties into the system. I used the same basic wiring method here, but with the extra connections, I wasn't able to use a large piece of heat shrink tubing. Instead, I wrapped everything thoroughly with electrical tape. There are plenty of ways to build a harness like this, but this approach worked well for my setup.
All right, well, I have the completed harness here. Just to explain what this is. So this is about a 5-foot run from the rear passenger light, and then it's tapped into the front passenger light. This is where that will connect. Then I have a 3-foot run that goes from the front passenger side behind the wind deflector, and that's where the main power is going to be coming in from the Garmin PowerSwitch, which is this connector. Here's the driver's side front light, and then this run will go back to the back driver's side light. So now all I have to do is create another harness so that I can run my wire from this all the way down to the Garmin PowerSwitch. All right, well that's it. We have the power wire ready to go. So what we're going to do, we're take the main harness, connect that to all the lights, zip tie everything up so it's nice and secure. Then we'll take this main power wire, run it from that harness down to the Garmin PowerSwitch, add our ring connectors, make sure everything is secure under the hood, and then we're going to test it out and see if these lights work.
With both harnesses complete, it was finally time to bring everything together. I started by routing the main harness around the roof rack, plugging each light into its waterproof connector as I worked my way around the vehicle. Once I was happy with the routing, I secured everything with zip ties, making sure the wiring stayed tucked up against the rack and away from any sharp edges or places where it could rub over time. With the roof wiring complete, I connected the main harness to the power harness, then routed the power harness down the windshield using a wire hider for a clean factory-looking installation. From there, it was just a matter of bringing the wiring under the hood. I crimped ring terminals onto the positive and negative leads, connected them to the Garmin PowerSwitch, and tightened everything down. One of the biggest advantages of using the Garmin is that there's no need to run wiring into the cab or install a separate switch panel. Everything is controlled wirelessly through the Garmin app, making for a clean installation with very little wiring inside the vehicle. With all the wiring complete, it was time for the moment of truth.
All right. That is working great. All right, well, that wraps up the install of these lights. Something I love about these, since it's hooked up to the Garmin PowerSwitch, I can control these camp lights right from my phone. So just simply by turning them off and on again, it'll switch from white to amber light. That's going to be really useful around camp. All right, I can't wait. I'm going camping in a week or so. These are going to make a big difference.
There's something very satisfying about pulling into camp knowing your lighting is already taken care of. No digging through gear, no charging batteries, just the push of a button and the entire campsite is lit up. For everyday use, I prefer the white lights for setting up camp, cooking dinner, or packing up before sunrise. But one of my favorite features is being able to switch them over to amber. Here in Minnesota, it's a great option for helping cut down on bugs while still providing plenty of usable light. The Garmin PowerSwitch also lets me dim the lights right from my phone, making it easy to dial in just the right amount of light for whatever I'm doing around camp. If you're interested in building this setup yourself, I'll have links to all the materials I used in the description below. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, hit that like button, and let me know what you think of this setup in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.